Hello and welcome back. In this short lecture, we're going to learn about how to enroll Windows 10 devices. To begin with this, you can start following these steps. You can click on Start button and then go to Settings, and that's where you have the Accounts options. Click on Accounts, go to Access Work or School, and this is where you have the Connect button. Click on that Connect. That's going to open up a new window by giving two different options. One would be for Azure AD joining, other one would be to join the local. So in this case, if you can see in the down, you have the joining option with the Azure AD, that's the one, and other one would be the local AD. So in my case, my all devices, as a first example, we're going to try with the Azure AD. So we have to give the Azure AD specific user settings. So I'm going to give here as the Dan account. So just click on that as your AD first, and then it's going to prompt you for the username as well as the password. Once you enter the username, it's going to ask for the password, and then it's going to do some kind of another step. So let me enter here the username. I'm entering here as dan@omnia.com, which is my domain user. That's Azure AD user. I have to give the proper working password. And once this password is okay, it's going to actually validate whether device is okay, and it's going to join all these steps it's going to ask. So yes, I'm going to join that. And like this, you have the couple of questions will be asked for joining purpose. Post to this joining, if you want all the Azure policies to be applied, the user must have to log in with Azure user account. So all set, click on done. That's gonna set up everything. That's good. And you can see here connected to EMS course trial Azure AD, which is our AD description what we have given. Now if you want to know more about it, you can click on info, and that would actually open up another window, or within that window gives you more information about how the enrollment process happened, what kind of policies are applied. If you want to force this synchronization to happen, you can do this step. This is the client inside, so that the client is requesting any kind of policies or it to be downloaded. That's how it's going to work. We need to give here Dan account details. So once we give the Dan account details, that means we just logged off and log in with the Dan account, and then it's going to actually ask for the Windows Hello to be set it up, because we gave that configuration for the Windows enrollment process. That's for the Intune. So let me give here PIN. Before that, actually it's going to ask me my mobile, because I'm going to get a passcode to my mobile. That's how I configure my security for this Dan account. So let me enter that code on which I received on my mobile. And once I enter this code, I can click on verify. That's going to verify my account details. Post to this, it's going to ask for to set your Intune code. So I can give that Windows Hello code or Hello PIN, whatever we configured. So this is going to be asking for me to configure the Windows Hello for the first time configuration for this specific device. So I need to enter that specific PIN, and if you want, you can choose the alphanumerical, also alpha symbols with the combination, but I'm going to configure a simple PIN just for this demonstration, and then I would be logging to the machine. So in this you can click on all set. In fact, there's nothing much, but let's focus on our core idea of troubleshooting part also within this video. You can go back to the settings and account. So this is where we have been doing all these steps, and from the account section you can click on a setting called accounts. Yeah, let's click on accounts first. Yeah, that's where, and then go to the access, and that's access work or school account. So this is where we just added with the other account, and then we logged in here. So let's go to the other information, and in the down you also have the export as well as the export option. If you want to export, you can export. Otherwise, you can sync up that by syncing. So this is going to be synced with Microsoft Intune Server, so that the Microsoft Intune Server will evaluate all the compliance policies and other things. Let's say if I go to my devices by this time, it might be already enrolled. You can see the count has increased to 2, but it has a non-compliant. So some policy is not properly yet applied, but we can force to check out whether because we just been doing in the seconds of the time, so we might have to wait for at least 2 to 5 minutes time. And now out of these two policies, one policy has a problem, which is in this case maximum minutes of inactivity before password is required. So this policy is minimum 15 minutes to be configured, but in my case I configured as 1 minute, so it's not going to be applicable. Looks like that's a configuration what I have done. So these are all the device configurations, right? So these policies, these information also will be visible in your registry of the client machine. So what I would be doing is I'll give you a minute or so to completely check this compliance level, or I can go back to this specific policy and check what kind of policies are configured especially for this. So let's go back to close this and go back to here under Microsoft Intune, and then device compliance and policies. This is where we configure policy, which is Windows 10 device policy, which is also assigned. So here, if you see here, the percentage is 0 altogether. In a minute or so, once it is fully evaluated, we are going to get it in a green seed. And from the security, this is where the setting was configure minimum maximum minutes of inactivity, which is just the 1 minute. In fact, that policy, if you can read the information icon, it says a minimum 15 minutes. So I'm just going to configure as not required, and then I can click OK for now, and then OK one more time, and then click on save. So that's going to save the policy, and in a minute, yes, I clicked on save. Now the policy is saved. Now I need to reforce the client machine to get the proper policy. Once I reforced either from the settings, again from the account and more information, and then sync up, or directly from the selecting from the Intune device, I can also do that sync up. Once I did sync up, it should actually get the compliance level. In this case, if I just go back to the complaints, device complaints, this is all about the monitoring section. If you can see here, it's a compliant and policy also applied state, right? This is a policy, and you can see here the completely it's in green with the success of one device, and you can check the device status as compliant altogether. And now if I want to sync, I can sync up, but either way it's already synced and device is compliant. So all the policies are applied except one which is not applicable at this point of time. So if you want to see all these registry values for the device compliance specific, all you have to do is go back to the client machine which you want to troubleshoot for some policies not affecting. For example, just go to the regedit and open a registry. Let me click on USC prompt, click as S, and then go to HKLM, which is HKey local machine, and then go to software, and this is where it should be there, the policy. This is out of my memory, so I might have to search bit. So give me a second to show you exactly. It will be on a device name, as the left side should be device. Let me drag and drop. I have a problem with the mouse, looks like, but that's okay. At least on Windows it should be, yeah, here it should be exactly the name with devices, but policy manager is the right key. Yes, so the policy manager under the current device, and then device configurations relevant will be under device. That's a device log specific. So all these, if you can see, hello simple device or password, all these are the registry keys which are setting up. So you can check out this HKLM software, Microsoft, and the policy manager is a key. This is where you need to give, and under that current device specific and device lock specific, all the keys are available. So whatever the configuration you configured in Intune, all that will be creating here the policy registry key policy, and that's where it's going to apply. So you can check out this specific registry keys in case if you are trying to troubleshoot. Otherwise it's okay, you don't need to check out all these in-depth configuration. Just enroll and forget about it. It's going to automatically configure for you everything. We also show you the logs as well as the event viewer, how to troubleshoot further. We did in fact directly jumped into the in-depth of registry verification of a specific policies, but let's jump into the basic level which we can check out. Let's go back to the settings again and accounts and access work or scroll. This is where it's going to show you right once the device is enrolled. Now what we're going to do is we are going to click on info, and this is where in the down you do have create a report. This is going to actually create under C:public, that's a user's public documents. It's going to create MDM diagnostic. So that's where it's going to create a HTML file, and this is a very basic one which I'm actually trying to show you here. Go to public and then documents. So in this it's gonna create the MDM specific diagnostics. If at all you have run it, for example, I'm just gonna rerun this. Looks like I've done earlier, so I just deleted that. I'm gonna create a report. It's gonna create that, and let me open up that folder. See, you can check out here, it's actually created that specific one. But if you want a more detailed one, let's have a look on it first. The basic one, which is actually giving you can check out what's the device information, what is the connection status, and device account management. All that with the specific some kind of settings also can be you can view out here with the ActiveX and the application runtime. And all that specific settings information, you can always check out all the values, what it is coming out of your Intune settings. Now let me close this. This is one of the setting which you want you need to check out when you have a trouble in enrollment process. Other one would be the, if I just go back to Microsoft again, settings here on Windows 10, that is the settings, and then accounts. Now you have an option here for the sign in, which is access here specific. Now you can export your management logs. This is very important. This will give you more logs comparatively other than the simple HTML format file. Let's click on export. That's going to actually export for me with the options. In fact, it's going to actually ask for the feed. So enter the feedback details like your feedback, whatever the name and the summary. Click on next, and the category of the troubleshooting. For example, it's all about some kind of privacy, security, whatever is the thing. You can simply take that specific one. Then click on next. That's going to give the additional information by asking some other questions, but in my case I'm just choosing as the loss of productivity and submit. It's going to actually export that specific logs. So you might have this kind of pop-up, but simply close that. But if you can see here, there is another CAF file which has which is nothing but a kind of logs has been already sent into the specific folder or a file, and then it has been zipped with the CAP format. So if you're interested, you can actually unzip this and have a look on it, how it looks like. Let me just go here and copy all the files to another folder, maybe here by just creating here test. So this would actually gives me more information about it, about all those logs. This is not just limited to one of the MDM specific. All other relevant logs also would be taken. For example, you can check out these are the keys which are automatically created after the enrollment process. So in case if you don't want this machine, or if you're not able to Let's take an example. If you're not able to unenroll the specific machine, you may have to run specific registry keys to be uninstalled or removed, that kind of steps to be followed. For that, it would be most useful these keys, but I'm going to show you what are those registry keys to be taken out. But for now, these are the registry keys has been utilized by this MDM specific, and also other logs. We have not yet looked at a specific to Windows event logs, but we're going to look on it. But if you have a time, you can always check on this what's happening. But normally these are the logs which might required by your Microsoft support when you raise a case. But normally, once they come into online, they might have question to send these logs so that they check out what's happening on that specific device. Now, anyway, let's go back to the specific to other logs. In this case, now I'm gonna check out Windows Event. So let's open up either Computer Management or Event Viewer. So in my case, I'm opening Event Viewer. Let me maximize this and go back to Applications and Services logs. This is where the logs will be there. Let me close out Action Pan so that it would be easy for you to. Under Application Services logs, you have Microsoft, and then you also have Windows. This is specific to Windows. So if you just go down a little bit, you also have here device specific, which is device management. Somehow mouse is not clicking since actual machine. Give me a second. Device management diagnostics. This are different logs. One would be the admin and other one would be the operational specific. So you can check out all these kind of specific logs for the device enrollment, or if you have any other problems relevant to Microsoft Intune, you would be actually checking all these event logs. So in fact, these also has been already exported when you export that specific setting from your settings. That's how it's going to work. So these are the useful logs and useful information that might be helpful for you, and I'm going to demonstrate now by corrupting this machine, and then I'm going to try to re-enroll. Before that, I wanted to check out some of the registry keys, how best we can do that. I'm going to show you that. We can click on Start button and then open up the registry. But before doing this, there would be precaution that these are the steps only recommended you have if you have some kind of trouble while enrolling the machine, or it's not showing properly in your Intune console or Microsoft Azure portal. Then you can follow all these steps. Otherwise, you no need to follow these steps. You simply disconnect from the accounts, whatever the account you configure, and re-enroll it. That should work. But in the event of you want like a clean Intune kind of thing, but you want to re-enroll, then you need to follow these troubleshooting steps, which are nothing but just deleting those specific registry keys. After before deleting that, you need to unenroll and then delete those specific registry keys so that it can work out for you. Otherwise it might lead to some other problem. So make sure that you are working on this. This is the case only for the test machines or some kind of thing, but not in a production machine. If you are trying to do on a production machine, make sure that you have taken the backup of your registry key and then follow these steps. Let's open up registry, which is regedit, and run as administrator, and click on S. That should actually open up this registry key. Now I'm gonna configure the specific to HKLM key, and then I should be able to find out here Microsoft. If I go down a little bit, you have the enrollment and enrollments. We always work on enrollments, which is ending with S. So you have here a lot of GUIDs. So you can delete all that GUIDs. Some of them may not be able to delete it. Leave them as it is, but whatever the possible things you can delete those GUIDs. So in this case, simply select del key and click yes. Like that you can follow, but some of them might not be able to delete because of they are required for some or other reason. you can leave those, and for example this GUID, just leave that specific one and try other GUIDs that would actually remove. These are more about enrollment kind of policies which are actually applying. You can ignore this specific GUID also. So these are the steps we only follow in the event of a mission is not trying to show in the Intune console, because these GUIDs or these policies are already available, and we have been tried so many times Intune to be enrolled this specific device and it got corrupted kind of thing environment, then you're gonna do this. Otherwise it's straightforward, but this is for only for the troubleshooting purpose what we are trying to do it. Otherwise it's just okay. Now I think I'm good except the rest of the four GUIDs that to be taken out. So let's do that four, and that concludes actually how to delete the in the event of troubleshooting purpose. You can delete all these registry keys. This is how it's gonna work, and post to that you can simply close the registry key or navigation and simply go back to the settings and accounts and then re-enroll the device. It doesn't even require a reboot, but if you want to do it, you can do it. Reboot, it's up to you, but it doesn't require. Simply go back to the Intune and then sign up from the work access or school, and simply click on connect, and then you need to select as your AD to be joined. That's how it's gonna work out for the enrollment. If you're trying to troubleshoot, you can follow the settings for the registry key specific. Thank you for watching this, and we'll catch you in the next lecture.